Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a check-in and talk about my ever ongoing search for where do we have aspirational heroes today. My channel is about heroic archetypes, and I've made it no secret of the fact that I prefer aspirational heroes, and I think they're vitally important. And I've made video after video about the various ways that our culture today and even blind fandoms today try their best to tear down these aspirational heroes. They don't understand the need for them. They fall under this this fallacy that, oh, they're too unrelatable, blah blah blah. Aspirational heroes are vital. I'll link to the video I made of Stop Deconstructing Heroes, why we need that aspirational hero. It was a while ago, talking about Cavill's Superman and Last Jedi's Luke Skywalker back then, but same thing applies. And we have a lot of reasons, a lot of issues. People just they're so starved for content that they'll make concessions and they'll make compromises and say, well, at least, okay, well, maybe they're going to do it a little bit better this time or whatever, and as a result, you don't get that aspirational hero. So I've been on the search for where to find them, and I've also said many times in my videos that certain anime, like the shonen style animes or whatever, definitely have a lot of great aspirational heroes. I'll never understand, I hear this all the time, people like, oh, this is so formulaic. I like the darker anime, blah, 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 blah. That's because you don't understand aspirational heroes, or the hero's journey for that matter. It's not a formula, it's a monomyth. it's an archetype. There are some things that are formulaic, but that's not like, oh, they were lazy writers. No, they're writing to a type. And, I've talked about a lot, My Hero Academia, wonderful. Naruto is another great one. Two of the ones that I started watching recently, well, one I finished, and I wanted to talk about them a little bit because I think they're an interesting compare and contrast here. I finished out One Punch Man, and I'm still scratching my head. There is at least one aspirational hero in the series. I think Moomin Rider would certainly be classified as aspirational. Saitama is not, at all. It's well done enough for me to have kept watching and to keep expecting, okay, is Saitama going to learn? Is he going to learn? King gives him King, is that his name? Gives him a wonderful talking to, the number one rated hero, gives him a great talking to when Saitama's talking about, it's just, there's no challenge, this and that, he's so bored and blah, 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 because he's, brought himself to the epitome, the levels, of human capability. He surpassed them all, so it only takes him obviously one punch to kill most enemies, or destroy or overcome most enemies. And King tells him that you shouldn't be looking for fun. Stop looking for the challenge, evolve past that and look at the difference you're making, look at the work you can do within yourself, on yourself, and so forth, And Saitama seems to start to get it, but then he's like, oh, it's just so boring. And it's like every time I start to get a little invested in Saitama, because he will give somebody, he'll save somebody, he'll do something really great, he'll give somebody some good advice, and hey, that's wonderful, maybe there's, and then so he's like, I'm waiting to see a good solid progression. Are we actually going to take him anywhere? And I don't know if we are. Now, I haven't read the manga. I'm not interested in this particular manga because I really don't like that art style. But I watched other videos, YouTube videos, talk about how this is just the most amazing show ever. And understand, I'm not anti One Punch Man. I'm just really more confused about it right now. I'm still going to watch when they put more to see if it's going to go any place like I think it should, or whatever. It's like, so I'm not like, it's a horrible show. No. I really, though, I don't understand the people who are just falling all over themselves saying this is the greatest thing ever. Because the reasons for a lot of the ones that I've heard, or people that I've heard talk about it, the reasons they give for that is that it's just so wonderful. It's like when, you're playing a game and you've leveled up too much to where none of the fights or none of the bosses are any kind of challenge, and you're just, you're stuck. Imagine being stuck in that world, and okay, that's a great way to describe it. Really great way to describe the premise of the show. It's real life. It's not a video game, but for him, he's actually leveled up his body and capabilities to a certain degree. But I just see this readiness to relate to that. and relate to like, oh yeah, I mean, there's just boredom in the world. And it's basically, it's right, if not into nihilism, it's right up on the edge of it, about to fall into nihilism. Where to find meaning in life, you gotta have fun. Or you gotta have, there's just so hard to find a reason to go on or whatever. And that's the antithesis of what the hero should be teaching us, the heroic archetype, any of them. They should be teaching you that, especially the aspirational hero teaches you that it's always worth it and worthy to do the right thing. Even if it's hard, even if it hurts, it's worth it to do the right thing. There is always a clear right thing to do, and it's worth it to do that. That's the message of heroism. To have this show, and then these people thinking like it's so innovative, it's not even innovative. If you know the history of literature, in the 19th century, we had the Byronic hero. It's going to fudge over some centuries there a little bit there, but there was the Byronic hero. Lord Byron, of course, created this sort of thinly veiled autobiographical character that he was writing in some of his poetry or system of or series of poems there. We've had it in a lot of literature. I know the Russian literature, for example. Lermontov did a hero of our time. Turgenev did Fathers and Sons. Fathers and Sons is a great example. So you get this father, aristocratic father, sends his son off to college, and he comes back with this friend who's just the friend with ennui. That's the French term that they use. Just bored of life, bored of all these customs and cultures we have, and there's nothing thrilling, there's nothing real of substance, When you look around, just open your eyes. There's plenty plenty change that you could be doing, plenty that you could be doing to find meaning. But, you don't, because you're so focused on yourself. And that's where I see Saitama. He's not stuck there, and he does have moments of really cool altruism that make me think, okay, he's going to grow, and I still think he might. I'm still going to watch the next season when they drop it to see if he does. That'd be really cool. But I can't put my stamp of approval on that series as like, yes, that's great hero story. Go there if you're looking for good heroism and good aspirational heroism. I can't really do that yet. Maybe. Jury's still out, in my opinion. He's not an aspirational hero, but I'd like to see more of a character like Moomin Rider. The series doesn't really reward Moomin Rider for his aspirational heroism, though. It tries to pull this, realistic thing where he just keeps getting his butt handed to him over and over again. So yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out, is the series going to actually, if it just keeps going like it's going, then it's just nihilism. That's all it is. If it actually progresses into something, or even effectively and explicitly says, hey, there's no hope and this is all there is to it or whatever, I'd even respect that more than just kind of pushing along with sort of, is there any point to anything? We don't know. It's just, I don't really like that. So I'm going to hope that we get some more solid progression soon, or else I will lose patience with it and stop watching. So that's that. The other one, though, I won't say quite as much about because I'm not quite through with it. But I started watching them about halfway through with the series. There's a series, then there's a movie, and I think they're getting ready to do a prequel series at some point soon. But Trigun came out in 98. This was like a year after I graduated high school. I didn't know anything about it. I cannot say enough great things about Trigun. I'm only about halfway through the series right now, okay? So maybe things go horribly awry at the end of the series, second half of it, but I am just blown away by this. People had recommended me to watch it when I was saying that I enjoyed Cowboy Bebop back in the day. And I said, okay, I'll put it on my list or whatever, look into it. And I looked at the general synopsis of it, and I like the idea of this other planet, which is basically like a Wild West planet, and all of the, technology is falling, and they're, trying to survive and whatnot. So it's basically the Wild West, but with a sort of a steampunky sci-fi element to it. Cool concept. But I wasn't just looking for something else that was like Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was fun, but I was looking for more aspirational heroism. No one told me that Vash the Stampede is like straight up aspirational hero. Even the priest, Wolfwood, is pretty great so far. And again, I'm only about halfway through the series, so if you know something I don't, I'll get there eventually. But wonderful music. And it strikes me that this, came out in 98. It's, I don't know if, of course, My Hero Academia, they're still making seasons of that. And I know that people are saying, well, at least in Japan, they're still making good quality stuff. I don't know. The sickness of deconstructionism, of wokeism, of this nihilist mentality and sentimentality is so pervasive that I don't even really see Japan is 100% immune to it. Obviously, it hasn't succumbed like the United States has. There's this sort of silly narrative now, like with Bob Iger returning to Disney, that, hey guys, people are done with the woke now, and they're going to start giving us, and anybody with half a brain can see through that. I mean, Bob Iger is the one that started the woke stuff. He doesn't get to, pretend he's like coming back to save Disney and stop all of that. He's 100% wrapped up in that. They're going to try and, because as I've said many times, fans have shown them that they don't have to change for fans to come back on board. All they have to do is spin a little narrative, give a little hope, get the right YouTube talking heads to talk about, how the culture war and and we're here for this and this side versus this side. No, the culture war is turn your back on all this crap. And go to places like anime. I don't like anime across the board. Even watching Trigun, as much as I straight up love it, oh my gosh, I hate some of the anime tropes. Like, whoa, and crying and stuff like that. Just, stop. And I know it's a cultural thing, whatever. I'm not saying it makes it a bad story. It's just something that me and people like me will have to overcome to enjoy the story because, it's some weird stuff here and there. But I will say the more I watch, the less that stuff even, registers or bothers me. Still think it's weird and they should stop doing it, but whatever. The story is still so solid. Vash the Stampede could not be more inspirational to me. He's right up there right now, anyway, with Deku, with All Might, with Naruto. I started watching Naruto Shippuden, and if I'm pronouncing that right, but the series after the 3 years, and he came back and kind of even really steps more into his aspirational nature, which is great. He has that power to inspire people, to make friends and make them believe in him and believe in doing the right thing and whatnot, which is wonderful. As impetuous and as, hot-headed as he is, you don't have to be a perfect Jesus-like figure to be an aspirational hero. That's the Paragon archetype, which is, you can't have a Paragon that's not aspirational, but you can have an aspirational hero that's not a Paragon. I should probably do a video on that sometime just to specify. But anyway, just an update on my anime viewings and where I am with those things right now, those episodes and whatnot. So, like I said, Vash the Stampede with Trigun. There's a movie after the series that I'll watch, and then I think that, I haven't looked into this at all, so it might be horrible what they're going to do. I don't know, but I think there's a prequel series being released next year, I think, even. I haven't really looked into it much because I just wanted to watch this first. So, we'll see what's to come. But if you're like me, looking for good aspirational heroism, and you haven't looked into anime because of some of the silliness here and there, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the Professor Geek stamp of approval. These series, My Hero Academia, Naruto, Trigun, find which one has the subgenres that are more to your liking or whatever, and pick up one and check it out. Put up with a little of the silliness here and there, but the stories are solid. Really solid stuff. So, really solid stuff for aspirational heroism. So, anyway, Naruto has its fillers and stuff like that, and there's issues to overlook it, but just good, solid archetype work. Good, solid aspirational archetype work. Okay, I have a cold and my voice is done. So, thanks for watching. I'll be back with more later, eventually, especially once Christmas break hits for my teaching and whatnot. I'll have a lot of time to maybe do some more videos. But until next time, keep watching and digging deeper into the true blue hero stories you love. Thanks for watching.